How's it going, guys? And welcome back to BL3's Forgotten, the series where I take a look at underused and not often talked about pieces of gear to determine whether or not they deserve to be remembered within the modern meta of the game or should be left behind and forgotten. And today we are taking a look at the Egon. If you'd like to get the Egon for yourself, you're going to want to fast travel over to Desolation's Edge on Necrodefeo, specifically taking just the Desolation's Edge fast travel station. This will put you inside Typhon's Cave, where you can pick up the Canonization side quest from Grouse. After stealing some Guardian Souls and taking them back to Grouse, you will be rewarded with the Egon. If you have already completed this side quest, the Egon will be obtainable from the Iridian Fabricator, Crazy Oral's Veteran Rewards vending machine, and the Diamond Loot Room. The Egon is a unique blue rarity Maliwan SMG, only able to roll an incendiary and also just having completely locked parts, though is able to roll with anointments. The Egon requires a brief charge up before firing a continuous laser beam of damage, taking 2 ammo per shot. Now, the Egon is a pretty obvious homage to Ghostbusters, which unfortunately I am a Ghostbusters fan, so of course when I'm pandered to, I have to bitch. This isn't the first time we've gotten a gun like this though, with the E-Gun in the pre-sequel, which was a lot more unique. The E-Gun would ramp up its damage with sustained fire, along with being non-elemental, even though it would have the same elemental effectiveness as if it were incendiary, meaning it was better versus flesh and worse against armor and shield, which really, if anything, that second part is probably worse than being actually elemental, since it just doesn't benefit from elemental damage boosts, but either way, it's a great detail that makes it a better Easter egg weapon. The E-Gun has none of that. It's just a weapon skin, a name, and some red text. Aside from that, it is practically no different than a non-unique purple Maliwan Quasar. It's just that the Egon isn't using the usual Quasar barrel, but I mean, that's about as cosmetic of a difference as the E-Gun being incendiary without being incendiary. Except I still find that to be a little bit more unique. I've seen it spread around that the Egon does bonus damage to ghosts and haunted enemies, but in my testing, this was just not true at all, and it did the same damage whether or not an enemy was haunted or not. And honestly, even if it did do bonus damage to ghosts, unless it was doing like 100 times the damage, it still wouldn't be worth using even for running through heck. There's just no way it would do enough damage to warrant using over literally anything else, because the base damage of this thing is pitiful. Surprisingly though, even with that depressing as fuck base damage, it can actually kill, but unsurprisingly, not at all well. You're lucky if it kills a squishy in under a single mag, with a single mag being a minimum of 37 bullets that it eats through in about 3.8 seconds, since it consumes 2 ammo per shot at a 4.8 second fire rate. So just to recap here so far, low damage, high ammo consumption, literally no unique effect. Again, this gun is just a weapon skin, a name, and some red text. That is literally all that's unique about it. It does have a pretty enjoyable side quest though, so I do have to give it that. It's a pretty fun little Ghostbusters reference. But honestly, even that kind of sucks in comparison to the E-Gun, which was far more in-depth of a side quest and just way cooler. Even though it wasn't as direct of a reference to Ghostbusters as the Egon's quest, it was still just a lot more memorable. This isn't to say that Egon's quest is bad, it's not, and I definitely love doing it, but it's not nearly as memorable to me as the fun, spooky atmosphere that the pre-sequels had. And my final point to mention here, the fucking red text literally says don't cross the streams, yet it has no effect if you cross the streams. Listen, I don't have friends anyways. The closest I get is clone. But come on, if it maybe just like had a different element to it, or like a different visual effect, or just did splash damage when the streams were crossed, this could have been a really neat little fun weapon to fuck around with. Or hell, even if it wasn't just a viable effect, if you crossed the streams and like instantly went down or some shit, just some fun little gimmick to experience with a friend is really all a gun needs to have some sort of value. But unfortunately, the E-Gun has nothing. It just is nothing. There's nothing special about it. It's just a little bit of a reference with absolutely no substance. The better part of this gun is genuinely the side quest to get it, and once you get it, its only real value is hanging up on the wall where you can look at its beautiful weapon skin name and red text, which once again is the only fucking thing that's unique about it. That's about to do it for this one though. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, definitely consider leaving a like, comment, subscribe, all that. I will be live right after this video goes up, right here on YouTube and also over on my Twitch channel, where there will be a link to down in the description below. And just under that is a link to my Discord server where you can come and join and hang out. But with that all being said, I hope to see you guys in the next one.